Take it easy.
Counting down into the podcast.
It's live now, isn't it? Is that your dog?
That's fine, isn't it?
We're
Right,
live.
it's such retards. We're like, is it started yet?
I know. I went to start talking 2 or 3 times there. So I thought a good topic to start this off before we waffle. I've had a few people ask about coaching advice or setting up as coaches, and there's loads of stuff fucking on Instagram about becoming a coach and shit. And I keep reiterating the same point to people that ask me, is that I think the worst thing you can do is look at coaching as if you're setting up a business and to make it a successful business. And this is just my personal opinion, so I'm interested in yours. I never wanted to be a coach. I was doing something else. People just kept asking me to help them. And then I gradually became so busy that I didn't have time to do anything else, basically. And I've been doing this before there was any social media. So I never had to do the advertising part of the marketing shit and those gone. But my opinion is, if you were trying to message people to get them as your clients, or if you were trying to sell yourself or doing all these gimmicky things, you're attracting the wrong type of clients for what people that are into bodybuilding and do what we do want. My opinion has always been, if someone approaches me for coaching, then they obviously know about me, they know how I work or what information I have, and they want to work with me. That instantly starts you off with a good relationship for the client. And in my experience, it builds for a better coaching relationship, and therefore you will get better results because you will work with that person better. The better results you have, the more educated you become, the more clients that you will get, and then it becomes like a natural growing business, so to speak. For me, that is the way to go around coaching. Not jumping on a silly horse, not doing these things that you see people on Instagram where you ask fucking questions and people answer them and then you message and reach out to them. I think if you're trying to persuade someone to hire you, then they're not really that arsed in any way, are they? So then if they're not really that arsed, they're only ever going to follow the plan so much, and as soon as something goes wrong, they're like, well, see what I mean? You blagged me to work with you and I knew this wouldn't work. There's so many potential excuses and issues there for me that you're never going to end up with successful results, and therefore you're never going to have results to advertise or to post or to talk about. So your business can't organically grow, was the term I was looking for. Where I think, like yous and like me, the more you educate yourself, the better the work that you do with people, the harder you work with clients. I'm saying to someone the other day, I end up with a lot of clients that have worked with other people, have come into problems or issues, and then they have sought me out to work with them to fix it because I am willing, I feel, to put in the extra work with people no one wants to do. Get people to do extra blood work, try different foods, try this. Because I enjoy the work. I see every client as a way of learning something new, because I don't know it all, no one does. And I think that if you want to be a coach, you need to first work on yourself, work with people for free to learn, increase your knowledge, have a physique, and show that you've made progress yourself, and then attract clients through yourself, through your education, and then and through the way you come across. I'm lucky I only attract certain types of people like yourselves. They know the way I come across, they know where I talk, they all want to work hard, they enjoy the science, they want to learn from me. And that ends up building fantastic relationships like I have with you guys. And then even when I stop working with people like Riz, we are still mates, we still shoot the shit, we still talk.
Taking digs at me.
But it's the perfect example, do you know what I mean? And it goes backwards and forwards like that. And I think the worst thing people do these days is they hire someone to try and teach them marketing, how to get clients, how to get to 50 clients. You end up with 40 clients that are shit, that never really were umming and ahhing anyway, that aren't going to put the work in, that aren't going to get you results. And because you're into bodybuilding and you thrive off the work, you'll be miserable trying to blag people or persuade them to do the work that they never want to do in the first place. So I just thought that was a good little topic to cover, because I know a lot of people that follow this are coaches, want to be coaches, want to be full-time coaches. We all coach at a pretty fucking good level. So I thought it would be interesting to touch on in everybody's opinion.
It's like I've always said, yeah.
I
Go
think
on.
No, you go, Riz.
No,
You're the
you go
host.
first.
You get priority.
All I'm saying
I'm not
is, yeah,
racist.
like, what I was gonna say was, yeah, a lot of these online coaches who they teach you how to build a business or whatnot. These guys chat shit. All of them, yeah, all of them chat shit. Um, these guys are like, yeah, when I had my coaching business, I had 500 clients. Where's your results then, bro? I've checked everything, got to see results. And then they're like, I've got this special marketing plan. So, bro, if you've got a special marketing plan and you've got the strategies, then surely you would keep that to yourself. Do you see Tesco going up to Asda, by the way, we're going to show you how to sell fucking raspberries? No, because they keep that information to themselves. Do you know what I mean? Chat fucking shit, bunch of dickheads. All of them, they're all dickheads.
I think and Hilly touched on like the biggest point for me in like how many times you scroll through your stories, and I won't name any names even though I would like to. Do you see them say, I'm investing in my coaching business, I'm investing in my clients? Now, if you are approaching this client, this coach, and he potentially could be a new coach, take a step back. What is he investing in? You are no longer a client to that person, you are a lead. Every single coaching mentor you see in the industry at the moment describes clients as a lead. They are lead generators. That is what they are spending thousands of pounds a month on, is how to generate leads. They are not investing that money into education. They are not coaching high caliber clients for free to learn those bodies or different demographics of clients like Hilly does in terms of people with eating disorders or health issues or Gen Pop, then competitive. Their sole purpose is to drive revenue. And as a client, the last thing they care about is tenure, because that's what their model is based on, is churn. It's how many people can I get in the front door? Fuck what happens at the back door. And I feel really sorry for a lot of the young kids. And unfortunately, I'll be honest, I'm not really the coach for them. Like people often come up to me in the gym and say, oh, why didn't you do these videos? And you know so much, you're so helpful in the gym. It's like, I'm not really interested in that side of it. I try and keep my volume of clients very low because I have a busy life and I don't want to saturate it, so I don't enjoy it anymore. I don't really want to work with those people who want to change to 58 different plans a week or follow what the industry is doing on any given day of the week. But for me, I just feel sorry for the younger people who buy into the bullshit to a degree. They can't see through it because they're very naive and they haven't seen the industry shift so much over the past. Like, I've only been in it for 5 years to a degree, and I've watched it go full circle 15, 16, 17 times now, and it's just it feels like people preying on vulnerable rather than actually trying to get people from A to B or achieve their goals in this day and age, which is quite sad to see, I think.
What do you reckon, Chuds?
So back kind of what you touched on, Riz, like, yeah, a lot of them, and that's just not just with bodybuilding, that's just any industry. Anyone that's saying, oh, I'm going to teach you how to do that, bro, you can't teach people because it's every business is different. Everyone's going to have different clients that they target. So it's just going to be a trial and error, and you just got to try yourself. And also, like, when they go, oh, I'm going to teach you how I do it, bro, I can just look at your page, I can just see what you post, what you do, and I can just copy that. Do you know what I mean? It's not rocket science. So I think a lot of them are just, and a lot of them, I've never actually taken one of these courses, but I imagine a lot of it's just templates. So they'll just say, oh, here's my template for what I give my clients. You can give them to your clients. And they'll say, look, message 20 people a day. They don't even know who the people are. And just try and poach clients. Or they indirectly try and poach clients, because if you're messaging that many people, it's law of averages. They think, well, if I message 20 people, one might sign up. So, do you know what I mean? I think that's how they do it.
Back when my boy Liam Rowleys was around, yeah, God bless him, yeah, he was like, join that Limitless. I joined it for a month, yeah, and I sacked him off within a month. Biggest mistake I made in my life. Listen, they were saying to me, oh, you should be charged. They were like, we're going to turn your profit into this. Then they were like, you need to increase your price straight away. I was like, no, you don't know my demographic. Then they start telling you all this bullshit. Then I was like, you know what, bro? You're trying to tell me something. You're trying to tell me to do shit I don't want to do. Yeah. And I'm not gonna not be myself to try to get money, because that's just a very low life thing to do, in my opinion. And lie to people. None of them have got a fucking clue about coaching themselves. They just chat a lot of bullshit. and it was very, very apparent. I screenshot all their shit, sent it to everyone anyway. So whatever they got, we're paying the people.
I think
free,
when people talk about the charging thing, it's like when they're like, "Oh, you need to be charging more," and it's like, look, I think the charging thing is like a ladder. So you're like, let's say your cap is 30 clients, and you get to those 30 clients, and at that point you're like, right, I'm charging 100 quid a month. Then you go, right, I'm now going to charge 120. Let's say, I don't know, 5 of them clients go, I can't afford that. Cool. So you let them go, and then you get 5 more on board that are going to replace them. At that point, you step up again. It's a little bit like what Jace has done. Like Jace is now, I think he's charging like, I don't know, I don't want to quote, but like about 300 quid a month. Why? Because he's got other stuff to do. He's busy with other shit. So to him, if he is going to coach someone, he needs it to be worth it to him. And he will only take on people that will pay that. And, you know, it's kind of worth to for his time, and he gets to work with minimal clients. That's fine, but he's earned that. So, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say that. And I think Jace is like one of the originals to that point. Like, I suppose Hilly to a degree. Like, I suppose Jace was one of the pioneers of the early social media days to a degree of high volume clients. And everyone knows how successful he is. And he's a great kid. Nobody's got a bad word to say about Jace, even some of his ex-clients. But you're absolutely right, Chaz. And I think in that instance, that's okay to a degree, where you're almost trying to weed out the shit. Like, you only want to take the serious people. Now, does he only get serious people? Probably not. He probably gets a couple of kids, got loads of money from doing whatever they do, and they can afford that, and that's cool. But I think that's an okay model. I think it's more, my frustration comes from the people who charge the lower premium and just try and just raking numbers without any real care in the world of if these people get results.
Bro, this happened to me. You see, I went to see a client, a lad that I know from Jamie Jim was like, "We're going to come help me with my posing and whatnot." I was like, "Yeah, why not? Do you know? I mean, young lad, I'll go help him." And he was like, "Oh, bro, thank you. I'll pay you." I was like, "Listen, mate, it's sound. Just come to help you out. There's nothing like they ain't gonna pay me." He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to come and join you in like 2-3 months." He went to another coach who was half the price. Do you know what I mean? Because people will do that, bro. People will literally come in. They'll be like, "What's Riz charging?" They'll be like, "Okay, I'll do for half," because they're that shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me that it is what it is.
You say to people, if people get in touch and they're like needing working with yourself or with someone or this person or that person, usually I'm like, go and work with that person. Because for me, I would rather work with someone that wants to work with me. My mindset is, if someone just wants to work with me because they know I work in a certain way, or they know I've got experience in an area they want to learn and whatnot, you know you're going to get more from them. And you've also got to think about where you're at in your business and how you want your business to be. So do you just want it to be a business, or do you actually want to enjoy your job? Because if you were just trying to get any clients and you do this and you want to do this full time, there are going to be a lot of people that make you miserable, because a lot of people don't work all of the time. They don't follow the plan. And if you're fine with that, for me, I very much enjoy my job, and I would rather work with less people and have people like, I've only got so much time, and with having Aralina now, my time is very, very precious to me. If I get a client that tells me, and it's goal specific, clients come like, I want to do this, or I want to do that, I want to do that. And then every week there's a few, so I'm like, listen, I just don't renew at the end of the month, because the time I reading excuses, I would very much rather be with my daughter or doing something else. But the other side to that is, if you aren't really that bothered about the job enjoyment side, and you are just wanting to do coaching for whatever reason, which I couldn't really get my head around, to be honest, then it doesn't matter the clients that you're working with. But I just think, for me, the big missing part is a lot of people are trying to be coaches when they haven't done anything with their own physique. And I think this is an industry where you should be a walking example, and people really want you to be a walking example, because if you should have experience in everything you were telling people to do. You should understand how hard it is to stick to a diet. You should understand, and this isn't about just like bodybuilding shows. You should understand how hard it is to work your meals around clients that I have that work away, clients that work offshore, clients that are restricted to this. Otherwise, how can you guide somebody through those things? You know, working with people that are parents, how do they work around having a kid? Like, you need to look at what your experiences are, what you have learned, and the people you. That's why I always think your physique should be your first focus, and that will get you clients. If you do impressive things with your own physique, that will get you clients, and those clients will be hardworking clients, because they'll be like, shit, I want to do what you did. And they'll probably be around your age. You might know them to a certain extent, and they want what you've done. So those are the perfect clients. Inboxing random people or putting stupid adverts on Instagram will only do so much. And
Yep.
sometimes you really have to put your focus where it's not making you money at times. And then working on your education, the more you know, and working with people for free. Like, I'd worked with loads of people for free, and I'd prepped 8 or 9 people free before I even charged anything. And then I was doing this before fucking social media was a thing. So I was only charging people 50 quid a month first, then 75 quid a month, taping it up over time. Whereas people want to charge an awful lot of money when they don't have anything they don't have anything to value, which again is why I think now people do Skype call check-ins and whatnot. Like, you're really just paying for 30 or 45 minute call a week. You're not actually paying for any value. There's no experience, there's no qualifications, and I think that's the big hit, is that you're looking, you're like, oh, speak to this guy or girl for 30 minutes every week. Like, that's class.
You know what it is, bro? I was talking to Dee about this yesterday, right? I go, so there's people out there who've won swords, yeah, and they have hardly any clients because they are the most fucking biggest idiots and they don't know how to talk. They have no social skills and they just simply cannot get clients on board. So I think the physique thing's brilliant, right? But I think you need to be a what's it called, a people person. You need to have a little bit of time and a bit of understanding of people in general to work with them all the time.
You have to want to help people. You have to be like what Dex said earlier. You have to be invested in their progress, because if you're not, you won't have patience. You won't want to make the effort. And like Dex, a very good example of this. He has a super impressive job, and then he coaches outside of that. And Riz, super impressive, had a super impressive job. I work for the NHS. I've got a degree in nutrition. Shouldn't you? I think you're the only one of us that's always done coaching, haven't you? Did you say?
Pretty much, because that's kind of what pulled me out of uni, because I was just doing that, and it just kind of, because I started a YouTube, remember? So I was talking about gear and all that, so it just kind of took off. So at that point, I just didn't have to do anything else. But again, like, that wasn't really backed up based on anything. It was just more, I was training in that gym, and it was a load of people, and people were just interested. So
what?
Chudley is the OG influencer.
I am.
Chudley is the OG influencer. He's that guy. He started it.
But it's good because we've got a blend of people that have all ended up doing coaching, more or less like either full time or a lot, but that never really intended to do that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now you've got people that are like, I want to go on all these courses because I want to be a coach. And I think that they're missing the fact that you have to have the knowledge and you have to have, again, in my opinion, the physique before you can consider that.
It's a bit like when people start like any business. Let's say, I don't know, you're starting like a side business. And then if you're not focused on the money, that's a lot more likely to actually work, because you're thinking about, how do I actually make that work, rather than thinking, I need to make it work now because like my money depends on it. I need money from it, you know?
It's what Hilly said about like kind of setting an example and kind of letting your physique carry you to a degree. It's so true, but it's mental in the past like year how that shifted. Like, some of the people that speak like they're the voice of the industry or the elite coaches, like, literally look like 40-year-old retired dads. Yes, you've done a show once, but what that screams to me, if I was potentially a client, is you did it. It was too fucking hard for you, and now you just want like a bag of shit and speak like you're the voice of bodybuilding because you can say really long words or verbatim from or reiterate what you read from a book. And I think,
bro, you know, the saying is,
it's the same on the other end.
The saying is, the ones that can't do teach. So
exactly. And the other end of it is the people that have literally zero muscle. Like, I watched a TikTok. I'm actually going to start a trend. I might just start resharing all of the ones I see so everybody else can feel my pain as well, that frustrate me like you would not believe. But like, there's a kid said how to get massive shoulders. The kid's look like he's never been in a gym before. I'm like, yeah, that Weezy had got a football shirt on, yellow and black football shirt on. I'm like, mate, like, what are you talking about? Like, I would never even look at you and think you've stepped foot in the gym. How are you going to tell people how to get massive shoulders? Like, literally use those words. Why be absolute? Why didn't you say, hey, I started off in the gym at 100 pounds. I'm now 110 pounds, but I think my shoulders look a little bit better. This is what I've done. Do you know what I mean?
Because that's not going to get any views, because people are going to go, fuck this kid. Do you know what I mean?
It is. A lot of these people, they're doing all these I said it the other day on Instagram, I goes, they're spending like £2,000 on content, reels, videographer, all this stuff, yeah. All this shit's got like photographers coming in, photo shoots. But bro, you've got like 2 client results. people are not going to join you. Like, people don't give a flying fuck here about anything. They just want to see, can this person get me into shape? Have they done it with my friend? Yes. Did they do it with some fat guy down the road? Yes. Or did they really work with that absolute dickhead and get him into shape? Okay, he might be good then.
Or
Fucking
you
hell,
might
hard.
like be one of those guys that is getting people, but they're literally like, I don't know, single mums with 2 kids that are like fucking fat, like got like 100 pounds to drop, and they're like you're trying to be a bodybuilder, and I'm like, bro, but all your clients, like, you're trying to like get bodybuilders, but then all of your client base is that type
Yeah,
of
but
demographic.
Chudley,
There's nothing wrong with that.
you have to work up that. Do you know what I mean? That there's like a hierarchy, right? Oh, you can't just go straight to working with bodybuilders. You've got to work with the people that are going to pay less, get used to that, and then you work yourself up, don't you?
I feel like the best clients are the ones you pick up in the gym. They're always the best ones for me. They're the ones that stay, that I keep for multiple years, that really get results. Like where I can meet them in person. It's normally through passing conversation, or someone asks me for advice on a movement, or I'll correct their form because they're doing it like a fucking idiot. And like that kind of builds a relationship or a rapport. And then over time, it's kind of like, look, I want to take this a little bit more serious. What are your coaching prices, all this sort of stuff. That's how organic 99% of my clients are and kind of remain as, because I don't really advertise. I mean, I posted for the first time in about fucking 2 years a few weeks ago, because I have had a few clients kind of drop off due to babies, moving away to different countries, all that sort of stuff, where I'm in a position to take a couple more people on. But I like kind of Hilly said, those ones you pulling from those marketing tactics, they ain't staying. Yeah, you'll get the initial deposit, you'll get the initial payment, but I'd much rather take someone who's going to pay repeatedly over 2 years, and you're going to see some legitimate results, legitimately change their life for the better with changing their habits, rather than someone who's going to take a plan, stick to it for 2 weeks, barely check in. You then resent that person, your relationship breaks down, and then ultimately he tells everyone you're a shit coach, and you tell everyone he's a shit client.
This is a good point. Like, the amount of times I've been asked, "Oh, how do you advertise like for clients?" I'm like, "Well, how many times have you seen me put on my thing? I don't put under my posts, DM me for coaching. I don't put it in my bio. I don't say it in stories. I don't ask anyone. So how do you do it? It's word of mouth. It's literally that.
Yeah.
Maybe you coach someone, they tell their mate comes over, and that's how it works.
But do you know when you're really, really good here? When you give people your time, they will literally go out their way and tell everyone else, Jim, yeah, I'm working with Hilly, he's sick. I work with Deck, he's sick. And do you know that there is the best fucking way to do it, because you don't have to do fuck all. And they're always the best clients that join as well.
And there's nothing wrong with advertising that you've got spaces. It's important to do so, because sometimes people think, oh, well, he must be super busy, and advertising what you offer. Advertising is key to everything. I just think the problem is, and my point is, I've advertised, we all would have at some point, because that's what you do. But I think that people are advertising before they've got any knowledge or any results.
Yep.
And I think you need something to advertise. You need, to pull people to, whether it's your Instagram page or your website, and have things to offer, not just prices and Skype calls and whatnot. Kuba says it all the time, like, the more content you can put out, the better, and that is true. Because, for one, people can see the information that you put out, but I think the other thing is people can see how you come across as a person.
Yeah.
And I think one of the key things that you can do is just, and this sounds really corny now I say it in my head, but it's very much just be the actual person that you are. So, like, for me, I've got no time for bullshitting. If someone fucks up, I've got no time to pat them on the back unless it's the real reason. So I only attract certain clients, because I only want to work with certain clients. So I think it's important to give off the type of vibe of the person that you are, so that people can get the gist of how it would be working with you. You want to attract like-minded people. You want to work with people that are similar to yourself, or that you can invest your time with. You want to be motivated to work with your clients. And again, this is not just directly with bodybuilding. Like Dex said, I work with clients that have eating disorders or cancer or diabetes or lifestyle clients and businessmen. I keep a 30-30 sort of split, because I also find that if you do the same thing over and over again, you can become very burnt out. For me, enjoyment and longevity is key. I absolutely love my job. Like I say, I never set out to do this. I am very blessed and lucky in the sense of what I was doing for free, people just started offering to pay me for. So, and then I just gradually got so busy that I then stopped doing what I was doing before. And that is a very good place for me to be in. But if I only did, like, some people just want to coach competitive athletes, that's fine. But for me, competitive athletes are very time consuming, they're very demanding, and it takes an awful lot of work if you're doing it properly. So I would only ever want to work with so many people that compete, and I prefer them to be long-term clients. I enjoy my health clients potentially more than bodybuilding, because for me, I'm a fault-finding type of person. I like to be the person that can fix shit. I will spend hours trying to find a fix because that's what I enjoy doing. And then I very much enjoy working with lifestyle clients who are busy businessmen or they have families, and they're like, listen, for a while, a lot of my clients were drug dealers and shit, and they were like, listen, Hilly, I need you to make sure that I'm in great shape on a Friday or a Saturday, and then I can party all weekend and then still look great the weekend after. And I like to party, and that's good fun for me too. And the fun part for me is doing what I have to achieve the client's goals. Where I think where people get lost nowadays is they want every client to be like them.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to live like a monk. Right, you're going to do this. And then it ends up going tits up because you don't have the knowledge or the skill set to adapt things to what that client needs to help them succeed. Your actual job as a coach isn't to say you're going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to map out your life for you. Not really. They give you their goals in their remits and their boundaries of, I still want to take my wife out for a meal every 2 weeks. I still want to go out with the boys on the other 2 weeks. Like, you don't turn around and go, no, you have to live like a bodybuilder. But that's what people do. And it is ridiculous. Yeah. And it's because they don't have the knowledge or the skill set to be like, right, well, how do I explain it the kind that might take a bit longer? How do I build this in? Whereas really our job is, like, if a client comes to you and they're like, I want to do this, but I need these things worked around, or I want to make sure I can still do this, or I have 2 kids and I want to make sure that I can have my tea with my kids every night. It is your job as a coach to build that in. And what you will find is, because you work with those clients so that they have a happy life, so that they can do what they want and still make progress. That is what coaching is for.
But I think that is literally bang on, because a lot of people, they like to get people and they like to coach them how they live their life. But it should be, coaching should be about adapting to their life.
That's what a coach
You need
does.
to fit around their life. That's why I say to all my clients who join up, tell me what times you eat. Tell me what times you train. Specify what time you wake and sleep. That's all I ask, so I can map it. I even write down meal 1, 11 o'clock. Meal 2, 2 o'clock. Just to keep shit simple. It's not rocket science.
That's what kind of worries me about, like, a lot of the younger people who have kind of no career experience, life experience. They're not emotionally intelligent. Like Hilly said, they're the people that can't do that bit. They go on the mentoring course, they're told how to do X, Y, and Z. They maybe prep for one show and they know how to do that, but that's all they can do. And that's why, like, I think life skills in general, or different experiences, I think the best coaches are for people who are highly successful in other variables of life. Like, take Chris Cito example. He's a fucking property tycoon, multiple businesses, all this sort of stuff. He deals with different types of people every day in all sorts of different industries. That's the sort of person, which is what he's famous for. He's extremely versatile with how he works with clients. Obviously, we know it's not very in-depth, but he gets results. And I think a lot of those people need to spend some time getting life experience, dealing with lots of different people, before trying to build their life on something. Let's be realistic. It's not really going to be sustainable. That's what I always think about. Like, do these kids think they're going to be doing this in 10 years, 20 years time, 30 years? Like, what are they falling back on? Like, these young kids that literally leave uni, or, no offense, Chuds, nowadays, leave uni or whatever, and they go, I'm going to be a coach. And I'm like, you're fucking mental. Because you're not going to earn enough money realistically to probably declare your taxes initially. You're going to have fuck all credit rating. You're going to have nothing in the bank. You ain't buying a car on finance or mortgages. Like, all these sort of things are like real things the mentors should be talking to these youngins about. That's what they should be saying.
But they don't give a
Mind you,
fuck.
like,
They just want the
even-
money.
They'll just like quit their jobs, all that sort of stuff. Like, for me at the time, I was still like working like security and fucking all sorts of shit on the side. Like, that is your main job. Like, I worked at doors for fucking years, and then you do that on the side. That is your like side job. Now they're like, they live at home and they drive their fucking mum's car, and they think they're a fucking no, bro. I know guys like that. This kid turns up to the gym. He drives his mum's car. He's got like a 3 Series, and then he's like the fucking coach. And you're like, bro, you've got like 3 clients. What are you talking about?
Second,
I think
sorry, Briz, you've just both made the best points there. Is that I think, and go back to what we were all saying at the start, is that if you were not, if you've still got other incomes, like you started on YouTube, Judge, like, and you were doing the doors, like, if you were not trying to, this is the thing for me, if you were not trying to be a full-time coach, then you don't have to worry about needing clients.
Exactly.
And I think where it comes down to, when you need clients, you then start doing, not desperations things, but, you know, oh, I'll pester this person, I'll inbox them, I'll try and do this. And then you're blagging people to work with you almost. And I think that is the worst thing, where I think, you know, if you were just doing it because you work with people that want to work with you, they're invested, you're invested. The results will be better because you're having a better time, they're having a better time. It will grow on its own like that. And because you've got, like, all of us had other sources of income. None of us sat and went, right, we're quitting everything. We're just going to work on being a coach. That for me is the craziest thing. I mean, I worked at the NHS for way longer than I needed to. For one, I very much enjoyed the time I spent working at the NHS. It was very good. It was a very enjoyable job for me. But for
having biscuits from all the grannies.
But for two, it was I tapered my hours down. But for 2 or 3 years, I kept it so I was doing a set amount of hours, so it still paid all of my bills. So no matter what happened, all of my bills were paid for. And then there was that no worry, do you know what I mean? So I didn't have to stress about where the coaching was. I mean, it wasn't, but, you know, I had other money coming in from places. So I could just enjoy working with people that wanted to work with me. And I think that if you're enjoying what you're doing and you're not worried about anything, you're spending time learning, you're invested in the clients that you've got, instead of being too worried about getting new clients all of the time, the results will be better. And it's the results at the end of the day that will get you more clients. It is a results-driven industry, really.
The way that I look at it is, yeah, look, recently this my engineered muscle brand's done quite well, yeah. But last year, coaching wise, that was my main goal. And obviously, if you're honest with what you do and you are basing your whole business on quality, not trying to beg people in and get loads of quantity, you'll do very well. I went to Alcantine, I lost loads of money on that first 2 or 3 batches, but I didn't care because you're trying to make a good product. And obviously, people see after being what Riz really trying to make a really good product. He's been honest. He's telling us there's pip in this one, there's pip in that one, there's not. He's telling us what we're doing, so we know exactly what we're taking. And the brand has just grown organically. I've not had to push it. I've not thought, oh, fucking hell, I've got to sell loads of it. No. I've just got your lot's feedback, got Matt Tofton's feedback, got all of the lads in the industry, got their feedbacks, and I've tried to make it better. I've not made much money off it. But obviously, if I just keep trying, it eventually will.
That comes with time. Exactly.
Yeah,
and I think that's the problem with the world, isn't it? It's instant gratification. Like, they want it all now. And that's anyone who's been successful in any element of life will understand that that's never going to fucking happen. Unless you win the lottery, like, all these things take time. It's like foundation. You set a foundation, building blocks. And then over time, and look, like some of the big coaches in the UK industry, you can kind of give Hilly, Jace, Tom Hames, all these sort of guys. They have all followed that footpath to a degree, like very small numbers, got a bit more recognition over time, probably had different jobs, and then they start stepping back. The problem is what the newer coaches are doing is they're seeing what Hilly is doing now, and they're going, I'm going to do that. It's like, mate, you ain't done half the other fucking stuff first, you donut. Do all that bit first, and then come and try and do that bit, you know?
Kind of what Riz just kind of bringing up what I kind of just said earlier. Like, the fact that, yeah, you're not going to make much money, but you don't need to, because you got your other shit making you money. Like, you were making your money before you had the engineered anyway. So now that's just something you're working on, which eventually you aim to make you money. But it's not like you're relying on it, which a lot
Riz
of people
sells loads
do.
of heroin. That's why.
Idiot. Somebody said to me that they go, bro, how come you give people free stuff away? I goes, look, all the other big companies, they're making millions. They can't give a bottle of fucking protein for free once or twice a month, yeah? I goes, if I can do it and it makes someone's day, fuck it. I don't give a fuck, yeah? Like a lot of stuff
I think they do, Riz. I think all the successful companies have done that. I think all the companies that lay the foundations and build a rapport and build relationship with people and become a brand that is recognised have done that from the get-go, right from the start. And I think over time that becomes very organic.
You give it to someone, They'll try it. They'll go, oh, that's good. They'll tell their mate will buy it. Next time they'll buy a bottle of you. So that's
Yeah.
it goes a word of
But
mouth.
I don't give it away like that. What I'm saying is, like, I had loads of people who supported it. So when they all compete, I did a post saying, whoever's competed and placed, it's half price. Whoever fucking competed and won the overall, it's free. Message me and I will sort it, yeah? I've sent people free stuff like that because just to say thank you. That was it, because you trusted me then.
Do you know a really good person to kind of like, it's different because it's not the same end goal to like the foundation side of it, because the original point Hilly made was like, how are people getting into coaching? I think a real good person that people should look up to in the industry is Jordan Peters. Like,
Yeah.
he did everything correct. He built the physique. He abused the drugs. And I'm not saying everybody should do that, but he used himself as the guinea pig. He became recognized for what he was doing in the gym and what he looked like. From there, that created a brand that was recognized worldwide for being an absolute fucking lunatic in the gym. From that point, he was able to build a brand that people wanted to be part of in terms of buying those products. He then obviously is coaching people at the same time. That obviously spreads out through the whole industry. Then you have every single variable: coaching, products, his member site, all that sort of stuff. So he's really getting out there. And now clothing, and now he's in a position where he's backed off the coaching because it's doing his fucking head in. His brand's making stupid money, and he now has the ability to give back to other people through sponsorship. Now, granted, not everyone's going to be JP, but if we go back to Hilly's original question, how do you kind of forecast how to do this? It would be start on your own, build your own physique, show that you can train, and you've done that on your own to a degree through dieting, putting on muscle, getting in shape, whatever that may be. With that, organic clients will come. Now, potentially from that point, maybe join some of the education sites to further your education. Maybe get some consultation with the bigger people in the industry, and the people that are doing it for the right reasons. Someone like Hilly, I had a good chat with someone very early who Hilly's been speaking to a lot recently. I won't mention any names, about just general help and that sort of stuff. Hilly will talk shop any day of the fucking week because he loves it. That should be very apparent in the content they put out. And I'll give them credit. Someone like Joe Jeffries as well, someone who's very similar in the sense, just love talking shop. You can get consultation there and start furthering your education. At that point, you should have a decent number of clients and you are investing back in those people by furthering your education. From that point, then yes, maybe when you have that set up, you can look at mentorship on how to excel your business because you've built all the foundation. Now you can start talking about leakage, how do I cut losses, how do I improve tenure, all that sort of stuff. And I think if those people just understand that pathway, these young'uns, I think you'd stop frustrating the industry, and I think you'd stop being demonized by 90% of the people in it. And I don't think that's what they realize. Like, a lot of people just fucking hate them. They just want to smack them in the head with a dumbbell.
Yeah. And I think one of my biggest things was I helped every one of my mates get in shape. We used to go to Ibiza once or twice a year. I would help all of the lads. We'd all be in the same gym or different gyms. I used that as advertising. I enjoyed helping my mates get in shape. We'd be in Ocean Beach or somewhere, and everybody would be like, we've never seen a group of 20 lads all look like this. And that in itself built me business because I ended up getting loads of clients, loads of people hiring me to get them in shape for weddings, for honeymoons, for this, for that. But they were like, your mates look unbelievable. I don't just want to lose a bit of weight. I want to look like that. And like, it's helping people for free, because if you're only learning, trying to charge people when you don't have the bank of experience and the work is a grey area for me, to be honest. Whereas what you'll find is if you're helping people for free, they are very invested because they're getting something for free and they want to do what you've done or they've seen your mates do. And then that itself builds. People don't seem to want to, like Riz giving back with his supplements, like Jordan giving, we will have all helped people for free. I can guarantee that without a shadow of a doubt. You know what I mean? Whether it's friends, whether it's family, but that is still gathering experience, that is learning, that is stuff to advertise, that will help you more than, in my opinion, going on a stupid course where someone's like, I'll help you get to 50 clients in 3 days. Like, fucking.
The only trouble I found with helping people for free, and that's 9 times out of 10 I found that, is they go, well, it's free, so I don't have to stick to it.
I've had this problem. I've had this problem very recently with a really good friend of mine, where I had to. Admittedly, I actually missed his check-in. I have no problem saying that. I missed his check-in because we were talking on Instagram, and I didn't think he checked in because he missed multiple check-ins before. And he uses WhatsApp rather than my email process that everybody else has used because he's my pal. And like I just had a conversation with him saying like, you are going to do better with somebody else. Like with me, you're giving me 50%, so I'm only giving you 50% back. And that's my next point I want to touch on. I think there is this theory, isn't there, that the customer is always right, but the entitlement of some new clients in this day and age is terrifying. Like they feel like they can give you 20%, but because they're paying you, deserve 100% back, 100%. Absolutely not. Like Hilly said, it's not worth my time. If you're going to give me 20% effort, excuses, crap check-ins, maybe no photos, maybe not sending me my check-in document I ask for every week, over time, the quality of my responses are going to degrade because you're putting zero effort in, so you're getting less and less every weekly. And I think if you're going to join a coach, remember that it's very, very important that it's a two-way relationship. I can give you the plan, but you have to follow it to get any results.
The thing is, if someone does 20% of the work, you can't then adjust accordingly because you've only got 20% of the puzzle that you need to kind of figure out what's wrong, what's not working. So you can't physically give them 100%, even if you wanted to.
And it's always just follow the same plan this week, bud, until you get it right. Like, what else can you say? Like, you fucked up half the week. You've had 2 cheat meals. You've been on the piss. What do you want me to change? Like, it makes no sense. Or I pulled your food down. You've gained 6 pounds, but you've not done anything wrong. Like, what do you mean?
Do you know when clients do that shit now? When clients do that shit now, I've learned, I literally deactivate them on the app and I message them saying, listen, bruv, I'm not refunding you, and I block them. I don't got time for that shit, bruv. The fucking lying about the cheat meals. Fucking what are they, kids, bruv? So stupid.
I'm quite harsh with this now, in the sense of if people haven't followed the plan, I'm just like rinse and repeat, and I will literally just say that. I'm like what Deb just said. If you haven't followed the plan, then what you need to do is follow the plan the next week. And I think with clients, they're like, "What, is that it?" And I'm like, "Yes, that is it." I like what you just said, Chud. I can't make any changes because I don't know what's going on because you haven't followed the plan. And I think this whole part of the conversation comes back to, if you've gone and tried to blag, poach, advertise for a client, if you're that harsh with them, they're going to say, "Fuck off, mate, I'm out." Whereas if a client knows you, they followed you for a while, they know what you're about, they want to work with you. When you say to them, "Listen, this is no fucking good, you need to shape up," they will shape up because they want to work with you. So, and it comes back to my very original point, whereas the way you go on will bring about those clients, so then the working relationship is better and thus the results are better. Whereas if you've had to blank someone or you've advertised and they've come in that way, and they're only giving it half-assed, and then you're like, "Well, you've just got to get back on plan." They'll go, "I knew this wasn't for me. I knew it at the start. Sack it off."
Yeah.
I tell you what's one of the most rewarding things in coaching, in my opinion, when you do it properly. Like, Was, who's competing soon, he comes to me and he paid me £50 a month. And over 2 years, he stayed with me. He's always been on it, always been honest. And do you know, because he's been so honest, I want to help him for free because he's so good. And when you build that like relationship with a client where you say they do, you almost get like, I'm more stressed about his show than I am my fucking own. Like, I will wake up and I will go out my way to do that. But that feeling of bringing someone from a normal to on stage and going through all of them different phases, that should be the best bit. Not the money. Like, he still pays me the same amount he paid me back then. I don't give a fuck about the money. It's just the fact that he makes my life so enjoyable. And if he wins this year, it'll be a good fucking year.
Do you know what the most disappointing one is for me? And I've had a few like big weight loss transformations, like biggies. The most frustrating or the disheartening ones are this: you get them to the point where they have like limited effort. Does that make sense? Like you get the initial chunk off and you can see they're changing their habits, and they get to a point of almost complacency where you can just see the habits are creeping back in, and there's nothing else you can say to get them to keep going because ultimately they're at that point already. Like that's their limit. They're done, and there's nothing else you can do to keep pushing them on.
But that's where motivation and what's that fucking quote people say? It's motivation will die out eventually, and then it's what is it that will keep you going? Determination or whatever. Discipline.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Well, I think that's a good little 45 minutes about coaching, lads.
Right, let's go into what we're doing next. We're doing the physiques.
Who
Wait,
we
You
what?
got?
ain't got any. Who the fuck are we going to break?
I've got fucking loads.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
go on then.
All right, let me change screens. Turn all that porn off. Hold on,
Why are you looking at midget porn again, Riz?
That was actually Gypsy. Right, hold on. We're going to go on to my question.
Speaking of
Right,
midgets, no, go on, actually carry on.
No,
No,
go on.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
there's a no.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I know this bastard. Very
Let's
ugly.
give him some critique. I'm trying to find stage shots. This is a good
No,
shot.
do one of his like couple of weeks out shots. They're the fucking nutty ones.
Yeah. He knows what I'm going to say. Great physique.
That one. That
Great
most
physique.
muscular.
Shit cock.
physique.
Great physique, shit cock. I tell him every time. Jackie boy.
Can
I
you
will
not see
tell
that?
you
Yeah?
what. As good as he looks in pictures, when you see this cunt in person, you just think. Like I remember, like the first time he come down to Grafters and me and him trained. He come to see Jason. Mind you, he wasn't even as big at the time. We trained legs, right? He was like 3 weeks out. And when he come in, he's fucking tall. He's fucking tall. And when he come in, he just looks, quite a big guy, whatever. Mate, when he took his fucking clothes off, start posing, I was like, what the fuck? Like, when you think to yourself, yeah, I look pretty decent, I'm quite good. Or you don't think you're a good bodybuilder, but you compared
Yeah,
to
you're in
most
decent
normal
nick.
people, yeah. When he takes his fucking clothes off, you just think, nah, I just need to stop doing this. I just need to do something else.
Allow
It's
this.
criminal to look at that and be that good looking, though. I'd love to punch him in the fucking head. Look at his face. He looks like Ken.
Jack is very, very good.
He's huge. Like, Jack's massive. And obviously, we all have a good relationship with Jack. He's a good pal of mine. We speak a lot. And I think Jack's flaws are
Needs to train his
not
abs
within
more.
his physique, in my opinion. His flaws are within his
Mentally.
desperation to stay in classic. In my opinion, I don't think he has a classic physique. I think that
think
is
he does.
destined for. Do you? I think he's destined for open bodybuilding.
I said that to Jack probably about 100 times. He is just too big to hold the classic weight and actually be a good classic bodybuilder because he's already too big. Like, bro, not this prep, but the prep before, he had to literally kill himself to drop like 6 kilo just to make weight. And even still, he said himself he had a bit more to come off the back, and he still had a bit more to come off. So that there tells you.
I think there's just so much potential in his shape and structure to be such a good open bodybuilder that if he put the size he needs on his quads and his hams, he would have an even more impressive physique. But
It's the back for him. It's the back for him.
It would
You
just take
reckon?
I think.
classic.
Yeah.
I think this is the problem with Jack. I think he sees these open bodybuilders, which are very big, full and round, because they're quite compact. What Jack doesn't understand, in his last classic show, and I think we were all there, weren't we? It was the same show as Riz. Yeah. Jack would have been the biggest bodybuilder there, even on stage.
Yeah.
Like, he is bigger than the open bodybuilders. He just doesn't have that bubbly muscle. And I think that's what he forgets in his head, because he's not overly dense, but he is a huge structured human being. And when he stands next to bodybuilders, he is dwarfing them. Like, 100% of the time, he's dwarfing them. But I agree with Hilly. I think he needs more quads. I think he needs more hams, more back. His upper front is a joke. His arms are a joke. His forearms are a joke. He struggles with conditioning. We know that, to get his back in. I literally spoke to him today, and I advised whichever way he goes, if he goes, hey, Riz, I can see that comment, you little bastard. Whichever way he goes, I advised it 2 ways. I said, if you're going to do classic, you need to do 2 diets. You need to get to the point of kind of where we're at now, take a diet break, refresh, get strong again, get full, and then go into an actual prep, because he really struggles to get that back and ass in. Or he comes away completely, he takes a full year off with an actual off season. I know what Jack's off season are like. And he pushes up to that 280, 290, 300 pound mark to be a legitimate competitive bodybuilder. Because I don't think there is any chance he will spoil his shape.
No,
I can't see it.
bro, with Jack in the off season, thing is as well, he needs to eat a lot of food. Like the amount of stuff, like even on his refeeds, and I think that kind of played against him a little bit because he used to kind of take the piss with the fucking refeeds.
What you mean the
in his
cheat days? We're supposed to be one off plan meal.
Yeah, and he's like a cheat day, and he messaged me, he's like, "Oh, bro, I had like this and that and that and that," and it's like, and they're like just shit. He's like brownies and shit. I was like, "Mate, did you just eat that in one day?" He's like, "Yeah."
So, well, what are we scoring Jack out of 10 then? Should we give him that a 10 from an amateur perspective from all of us?
Yeah.
10 for potential, currently sitting at 6.7.
I'd give Jack a solid 7.
What as a bodybuilder or as a classic?
Just in terms of where he's at now, and let's say for future reference as well, 10 is pro card. I think Jack's a 7.
So we need to look at how old he is because he's like late 20s, right?
Yeah.
So looking at that, he's got the time, and because I'm speaking from knowing Jack from back when he didn't look anything like that. If you look at him back before he started with Jace,
oh yeah,
I mean, you're talking like a completely different person.
He just looked like a little gypsy bare knuckle boxer. That's what he looked like.
Remember when he did that first diet with Jace, and he looked like, well, he was still probably big because but he didn't look as big as he is now. But yeah, that was just so he's come a long fucking way.
What do you give him right now as he stands?
Like 7.8.
Yeah, 7.5 to 8 out of 10. And I think if he dug those, I think if the quads came up, I think even just if the quads came up, he would instantly be massively more impressive on stage.
I'll tell you what, his quads aren't even, like, his calves are a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like
it's just because his little body's so
good.
That's right.
And he did a good job bringing him up last year. I know he has knee trouble. And I know he struggles to train his legs consistently for a long period of time, from my understanding.
Time, well, everything takes time, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? In this game, everything is time.
Yeah.
Let's rate this next physique. I don't know if you lot know him.
Absolute fucking joke, this kid.
Trying to get some fair pictures up where
is Jay still coaching him?
I think so.
Yeah.
That front double is awesome there, isn't it?
Mega, isn't it?
And he's one of the guys that really, really translates well on stage. I think in his first timers show, or his first time he competed, he absolutely cleaned up, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's phenomenal. He's putting a lot of good size.
Yeah.
In the right places.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just jealous of the hairline, bro. I'm a little bit pissed off, to be honest.
Bro, don't talk to me about hairlines. It's this fucking it's this shot. It's how bubbly he is when he's still relaxed is impressive.
He looks a bit like who's the guy Milos is prepping? The white guy.
Regan.
He looks a bit like Regan when he was younger.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That shapy sort of look.
I can see that.
What's impressive there is quad, how far it almost comes out to where his delt is, and then the waist.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's still with Jace then. But I think he's brilliant. I think he needs a bit more arm though.
A bit more bags up in the front double would be the it's a physique where you've really got to look to find anything to pick up.
You've got to be picky.
Which tells you how impressive it is.
I think for me, it's arms and back. I think his back is I think he can get away with his arms to a degree. I think it's his back that he really needs to slap some size on. But I think if we talk about pro caliber, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs more back, bruv.
Yeah.
But do you know with Gomez, he'll take it on the chin as well. He won't even get upset about it. He'll do the do, man.
It always bewilders me when people get upset about people critiquing the physiques. Like, it's a critical sport. Anybody, like, you know, like, you want people to critique your physique, to be honest, I think. And you need people to, because you're standing on stage for people to critique your physique. That's the whole fucking idea, isn't it?
And this is like being so nitpicky, you know what I mean? It's not like you're saying, like, as a whole, you're like, oh, he fucking sucks. You know, it's not like you're just like you're like, this guy's great. It's just nitpicking on like certain little areas.
Hamstrings are great in that side shot as well. Awesome.
Mate, these quads are just stupid.
Yeah.
But that is bodybuilding. We have to be critical to get better.
Is he short?
Yes, he's
Okay.
very short.
Isn't it?
That means he
Well-
loses like 1 in terms of 0 to 10 because if you're short, it's almost cheating. No offense, Riz.
I say very, very short compared to me, but to me it's short.
Right,
But
we've
to
got
Riz, he's like 9 foot tall.
you lot bastards. Right, this is another good guy. He's done a lot of shows this year.
Let's
Wait,
do Riz.
we need to score them, don't we?
Oh, we need to score him. He's a solid, solid.
6.5 out of 10.
What? Really?
Well, we need to see him compete more.
I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10.
I would give an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. When all
Yeah.
you've got-
But based on what though? When hold on, when was his last show?
Now, I'm just looking at these pictures. I'm looking at these pictures and I think,
Bro,
Yeah,
they all look good on Instagram. Everyone looks good on Instagram.
I'm just going off what I see, and I see very few flaws. I see great shape. I see great roundness. So for me, it's a good 8.5 to 9 out of 10. That's a super fucking impressive physique, that is. And great shape.
100%. But I'll counter that with just saying we all look good on Instagram. It's just how does that
how much
translate
muscle he's put on that.
to stage?
Well, and I suppose, see, I think rating potential and stuff.
But it needs to be better for the rest to match.
For how good his front is in the
Yeah,
relax
yeah.
shots.
No,
It's just-
yeah.
I think it lacks the bubbliness, you know?
Here's another guy who's won a lot of shows this year.
He's a mate of mine.
Absolute peeled out of his brains.
And just so people know,
He's a fucking natty.
he's a fucking natty, yeah?
That doesn't even surprise me. That doesn't. When you look like these first pictures he put up, he has that natty peeledness.
He can't use anything because he's still what is it, Chudley, when you can be called back to the army? Isn't it?
What?
What's that thing that is it like a reserve for the army? So if he's ever called back, he can't use gear, can he?
Yeah. But, I mean, I know. I think that's just for him. It's just a personal choice as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Mate. Plenty of people in the army are definitely on anabolics.
Yeah, I think it's more of a kind of a choice for him. But mate, he's the one. He's the one that told me about the kid that was ripping that guy's trophy and taking pictures with it.
This is the dream tan that he got off me, by the way. Absolutely fucking sick.
That's a beautiful physique, man. Like these are the physiques I like. It's like that. Is it Billy? Like they're not massive dudes, but it's just so well put together that it just looks awesome.
Pretty, isn't it?
Yeah,
Bro, he comes second. Was it second at finals? Which is mental.
Yeah.
Because he's going up against like 10 other guys that are on gear. It's like, what the fuck?
What's he like? But bro, it's an open playing field, right? What's he like from the back?
yeah. We've not seen any back shots.
I would presume the back will be a weakness if there's no shots of it. That tends to be the
Yeah.
case, doesn't it?
Front double sick.
Yeah,
Needs more hamstring.
Needs a little bit more quad as well. Yeah, his back's definitely shallow from the back. You can see that now. Yeah. Please close that gap between your legs.
His back ain't too bad. It needs just a bit more thickness on it.
Yeah.
It balances his physique, though. It's not like it's a
Yeah, it
weakness.
does. I was going to say that. You're right.
100%.
It's
one
not
of
like
them
he's overly
physiques.
dense anywhere to a degree. It all fits nicely, you know?
It
For-
flows very nice.
For a natural physique, this is a 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
and like we
it's
know, the
fair.
density comes from anabolics, doesn't it? That's what you really see the difference between natties in people using.
All good. His tan is great. His condition is great. He fucking looks phenomenal for me. And like you say, for to build that
That's
with a physique. Yeah, look at that there. Very
Fucking
impressive.
size of that blade kid.
Fucking big motherfucker. Look at the size of the fucking unit.
That's a 9 out of 10
man.
for me. Like that
Yeah,
physique.
that's I
Big
like
fan.
his physique a lot. And solid 9 out of 10 in my opinion.
That's bodybuilding to me.
He loses a mark because he's still natural, so he's on the.
Yeah, that's a 5 out of 10 because
You
he's
got to
natty.
send him some L-carnitine. That's natty, isn't it?
I think he already uses it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's
He cost-
not natty.
He
I'm
cost
calling him out.
He cost me a bottle because he went over all the prick. Let me see what else I got.
We
My
should
phone's
do
going.
that as like the title. Fake natties reveal or something like that.
He'd be devastated. Macaulay Jordan.
This guy's a big motherfucker. He's commented, so we'll do him as well.
This guy is great. The only thing with him is he's like 4'2".
Yes,
That's the only.
Nah,
he's
he
cheating.
can't be.
That's the only dig at him. He's like 4'2".
He looks a bit like that, yeah?
And his skin is fucking horrible.
What do you fucking say?
It looks a bit like.
What did you
He
say?
looks a bit like you there. Look,
Mate, do you want to
Look.
slap?
he's still got hair, bro.
No,
He
bro.
looks
Look
like
at his
Gus from
skin.
Recess.
Look
trying
at
to-
his skin. Like his skin is horrible. That's the only two digs.
I'm
his
trying to
skin-
find some stage shots.
You can tell though. You can tell he's
Yeah.
extremely dense. You can tell that, can't you? In
Yeah.
kind of, he's got a
Yeah.
lot of muscle hanging on a very small frame. Look at
I
that
know he
side chest.
trains. I
Look
know
at
he
that
trains.
off-season side chest in the middle, Riz.
Yeah, he trains very fucking hard. This motherfucker. I know
Yeah.
he does.
The kid there. How old is he? Is he young?
He is.
He looks young.
But you see what I did here? I wrote in the comment, check in equals add cookie. We know who does that. But yeah.
He's coming to know everyone's fucking shit.
He's got a very impressive physique there. That front
Legs
latch-
are wicked, man.
yeah.
I think he's good.
A little bit more chest, awesome quads.
A little
Do
bit
you know what
more
I noticed
penis.
more and more, and it's because I've got it as well. Everybody has almost quite a severe imbalance in quad size, don't they?
Yes, right there.
Yeah, it's weird. I've been noticing it more and more recently.
What? The quad? His one quad's bigger than the other.
One quad's
Yeah.
bigger than.
Mine's are the same.
Mine not. My left one has loads of detail in. My right one's bigger.
But it's the same with my bicep, though, isn't it? My one bicep's totally shit. The other one's alright.
Everybody tends to have one side slightly bigger than the other. Like,
Yeah.
I believe you've even got one.
Yeah, but I think now you see like a lot bigger disparity in that. Do you reckon that's because of the hack squats? Like everyone doing all these hack squats. Like back in the day, right? Like before the hack squat thing, everyone used to do back squats, right? So when you do back squats with a barbell, you didn't used to see that as much because I think the
Maybe.
free weight you got to balance out the weight so
Yeah.
it kind of distributes more evenly.
The one thing I've
But apart from that, that's a very impressive look. That
the one thing I've realised is when you do leg extensions, you're not on the arm on the leg extension because they're always on a pivot. It always bends.
I
So
want
that-
you.
this leg here always gets more. So I always do a single leg.
Yeah, I do. I've started doing it single leg as well now for that exact same reason.
I'll only use one where the lever's in the middle.
Yeah. But I think he's really good. I need to see him do a prep now. It's too much time in the off season, wasting too much time. Cut now.
But if he's 4'2", as Chud says, and he's 240 pounds, that is a big dude. Oh,
Bro,
sorry,
he's wider than the fucking door behind.
Yeah, he's huge.
Is he 240 pounds? No, he's not. Fuck off.
Yeah, he is. He wouldn't lie. McCauley
What
wouldn't
the
lie.
fuck? No, I believe him. I just.
Go back. Look at that side chest there. Look at his
Yeah,
arm.
man.
Just needs a little bit more chest. Very impressive physique for me. Very. And do you know what it is? If he is on the shorter side, for that weight and muscle, he still has great shape.
Yeah.
Thing is, that's better though. As a bodybuilder, it works in your advantage to be shorter.
Oh, it does, 100%.
Usually when a shorter guy gets bigger, you tend to start losing that V taper and that X frame, that type. Where this kid isn't. That's an awful lot of muscle, and that still is a nice small waist with a great flowing shape. It's very impressive.
And in a full blown off season too.
Yeah, exactly that.
I don't think his chest is weak. I think he carries the majority of his body fat heavily
Do
around.
you know
Yeah,
another
I mean-
guy that's? Do you know Ginger Josh? Do you know who he is? You know him.
What, the ginger training guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his coach.
Oh, he coaches him.
Yeah, I think so. He tagged him in it. I like this
Oh, really?
kid. He looks fucking sick when he's on stage, man. What you see is like in the off season when he gets on stage, he looks really, really good. His last outing was phenomenal. Put on
I
loads of
know
muscle.
in the off season he looks absolutely stupid, and he's got so much fucking big because he never used to look like that.
No.
Like a few years
Bro, he
back.
looks like a
Now
terrorist to some of them.
you see him as like a little fucking gorilla.
He looks like that little that thing from Lord of the Rings?
It's the beard.
Yeah, the little
He's
mad
got-
bastard with the axe.
He's got a good physique, man. Legit, very good
Yeah.
physique.
Very, yeah.
Them odds.
And one cookie.
That big motherfucker that won the finals, that Gaz Inc.
This guy,
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy's good.
he's Martin's guy.
Yeah, I know, because Barmer destroyed him at that last show where they did the fucking finals.
Bro,
Yeah,
that
mega
dude's got some
physique.
mad fucking tattoos, man.
Yeah.
That's why Chuddy likes him, innit?
No, he's just a mate of mine. I chat to him. He just come to mind.
No, he is good. He's very... Bro, do you know
Yeah,
what?
look at that shot. Look at that shot.
Yeah.
Bro, he poses. That guy poses like so good. Riz, find that posing video of him.
'Cause
And you'll see.
I was at that show. He only lost because fucking Barmer turned up fucking... And how'd you compete against that big motherfucker?
He got peeled in his last outing as well, I think. He was super shredded.
Peeled. He was peeled. You see there? Look, see the size difference, bro.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you compete with that, bro?
Mate,
the guy
his
sliced.
fucking legs.
Sliced.
Yeah.
Chili, when you get your tattoos, can't you get your nipples tattooed too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
should
fucking
keep-
I
hurt.
got mine done.
That's a
People should
very
get them in green.
Yeah,
Hey?
I got mine done.
Nasty physique, mate. Fucking bad boy physique.
if anything, a bit more biceps to cap that front double off.
Yeah, I think he's quite balanced. He just needs a bit more muscle, I think. I think it's
Yeah,
all there,
yeah.
not it? It's just a case of just growing. Tiny
Just
little
overall
waist.
size.
Yeah,
I reckon he could do classic, you know.
Do you know he was Tom Hame's first client? First ever client.
Yeah, I remember that actually, Chuds.
Hmm.
Bro, I don't know how the fuck my man's got his fucking forehead tattooed, bro. Oh, is that Deck?
Which one?
He's got his fucking forehead tattooed, bro.
Yeah.
That must fucking kill, bro.
I don't get it, bro. That's not for me. Sorry, Chuds. We can scrap about it.
What, the forehead? No,
Yeah.
I'm not going that far.
It's a little bit. It looks like he's wearing a moss cap, bro. No offense to you, bro, innit? It's a little bit.
Bro,
Right,
they have a bastard pair of shoes. What has he got on his feet?
I don't know. Probably some Balenciaga things or something.
Looks like some old girl buffaloes you had in like 1992. Remember those big fucking platforms?
Right, Olympia predictions. Who's gone first?
Well, now that's checked because Brandon's not doing it now. Did
No,
you see?
he is doing it. So they've confirmed with his wife that he has food poisoning. As long as it doesn't get any worse, he will be competing.
Right, okay.
Talking of
So
Olympia,
he has food poisoning, so that tells you he's probably going to get knocked down a spot or two.
well, apparently they just said he's getting leaner and leaner.
I reckon he'll get peeled because he's got food poisoning, bro. One of his clients once got food poisoning, and she come and sliced.
Yeah,
Right, who goes first? Riz, you go first.
Obviously, has been the most accurate, mostly. Nick's not in there anymore, right?
Nope. Yeah, I'm not even
Devastated.
paying for the. I was going to buy the live stream. Now Nick's not doing it. I'm not going to bother.
Yeah,
I'm not
same.
going to bother buying it.
I think we should buy it, and I should live stream on YouTube from this Riverside.
You get banned in 10 minutes, bro.
Right. Number one, Samson.
I'm gonna write these down, me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Riz. Who's second?
Is
What an amazing wife. Thank you.
Should we all do our first, and then we do second, then we do third, or do we just?
No, let's do 1 to 6. I think that's a nice number, man.
Okay.
All right, fuck it. I changed my mind already. Number 1, Derek.
right. Yeah,
Number 2, Hadi. Number 3, Samson. Number 4, Brandon. Number 5, Michael Crezo.
No,
terrible move that.
you're fucking wrong. You're gonna fuck up here.
Did anyone
No.
see his video he put up today of his fucking doing a bicep curl? Mate,
Yeah, but bro, that's not enough. Like biceps is not enough.
yeah,
to...
but he's literally got legs for arms. Like they are literally legs.
Bro, I honestly think he's so good, Crezo. And now he's had a full year off.
He can't pose for shit though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but bro, that can be fixed.
Right, hold on. Run through the list again. Derek, Hardy, Samson,
Brandon.
Brandon.
Brandon,
So you're
Crezo.
leaving Andrew Jacked?
Crezo and Andrew Jack in 6th, not complete enough.
Nah.
That's
We
not
should-
being realistic. That's not me who I want to win the Olympia. That's who I think's gonna
No,
happen.
who do you
yeah?
think is going to win? Yeah.
Well,
That's
sure.
what I think's gonna happen.
Now you go second now. I'm going to go last.
I'll go. I've got mine. I'm going Samson, Derek, Haddy, Brandon, Andrew Jacked.
Don't say Hunter, bro, please.
Who else is there?
I'm
gonna
go-
Hunter.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
I don't know.
We've got Regan,
Yeah.
Hunter Labrada, Justin Shire, Andrea Presti, Antonio Burton. That kid's going to look fucking nuts, mate. The short black guy from 2 and 2.
He's top
I don't
10,
think
but
he'll
not
be
top
top
6.
6. Yeah.
No.
Right there.
I'm
That's what I
going.
said to you, though.
I'll go. Just before I say that, I just want to say if Samson wins, I'm calling it now. He will reign supreme for many of years. I'm just calling that now. But I don't think he's going to. I
don't think he's going to.
I hope he does.
Because I will tell you why. Is because the Arnold's slightly different. The Arnold always favors slightly more shape compared to the Olympia. The Olympia is more who's the biggest, who's the most conditioned. So for that reason, I just can't see Samson winning it.
Yeah. I got
And he
Haddy
can't quite
first.
get as lean as some of those other guys.
I'll go Haddy first. Derek
I got it.
second. Samson third.
Yeah.
Andrew Jack,
Brandon Curry.
Brandon Curry. Yeah, that's going to be my picks as well.
And it's yours the same, Chuds.
Yeah, I think Hardy's going to repeat. Just because you got to, like, he just looks like that 8-week out shot just looks stupid. And I just think he's got that slightly more condition. Derek's just not quite good enough to take him on yet because of the chest and, like, he's just not there yet.
Does anyone think Derek looks like he's got a very drug-forced physique?
Yeah.
Like an inflated physique. Like it almost doesn't look real to a degree. Like as he comes down, he just doesn't really get that much harder through his upper or his back. Like he looks nuts. His shape's phenomenal. But I don't know. It's
always has that smooth look to him.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there's a lot of chemical fullness there, personally.
You reckon?
And what I mean by that is, like, there's a lot of... I'm trying to think of the way to express it.
Not.
I think a lot of it is forced fullness. It's not actual dense. Like, there is a lot of tissue there, but I think the tissue is very blown up. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think also his quads, like, need to come up still.
Yeah.
So who have you got? Chutani first.
Yeah.
Then
Derek.
Yeah.
Samson.
Yeah.
Andrew Jack.
Yeah.
Brandon.
You think Andrew Jack's gonna beat Brandon, bro?
Yeah.
I think I
think so.
He does that ab and thigh, mate.
Who?
Every time they do side tricep, yeah, he does an ab and thigh, mate.
Yeah, but he looks absolutely spasticated in that shot. Like it doesn't
Bro,
even look real.
Bro, they've nailed him now. Like Andrew, I wouldn't even be surprised if Andrew was higher. I can't see him beating Samson, but like Andrew is especially in that Texas show, they've nailed it.
His face at check-in as well was like dug out.
He's
like he
working
looked like an Ethiopian.
He's working with Chris Aceto, and he's got that fucking Psycho Fitness doing his training.
Exactly.
Yeah? Bro, I'm a big fan of them because they're the guys who obviously took out Phil Heath with Sean Roden, right? And I hope he does it, but I just don't think he's got that rear leg detail, bro.
Nah, he's got on size.
What do you think is going to happen in Classic?
C-Bum's just going to absolutely smoke everyone and retire. I'm telling you, he's going to retire this year.
I don't think he's going to win this shit.
He's going to be so far ahead of the pack, like last time, he will make them look like amateurs.
I
just don't see who's going to beat him. Who's going to beat him?
I think Rough Diesel.
No, not a chance.
No,
listen. Let's just look at this from a complete bodybuilding perspective. He is the better bodybuilder in every single shot because Chris has no arms. Diesel has
I don't think he is. I even think last Olympia, I think I mentioned it in our group chat, I think he's at a point where, I know it sounds ridiculous because he's a midget, I think he's putting a little bit too much size. Like
But the
on
weight
some
cut's gone
of
up,
his
bro.
transitions now, he looks a little bit odd. Like very, very
You
dense
think?
from the upper. Yeah. Yeah.
I really like his physique. I'm a big fan of his physique.
What do they call Chris? They call him the standard, right? There's a reason for that. They're looking for physiques that mimic that.
But
And as for now, there just isn't someone that's gonna, and someone shorter. I just can't see someone shorter beating
But bro,
him.
if it's truly classic bodybuilding, then it should be. I know flow and balance is the key, yeah. But bro, that he's not really. Chris missing a few body parts.
but
Think he's
Chris has
not.
got good arms. He's just got high insertions. So like in shots like side chest, he smokes everybody on arms. It's just the front
Yeah.
double where it looks worse, but his arms do look better in every other shot.
Bro, he beat everyone with a fucking torn bicep last year. Come on.
I think Chris Bumstead is classic.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Like Chudley described it perfectly. He is the standard. And as Beck said, I just do not think there is anybody that matches him. I just don't.
He was so
And-
far ahead last year. Nobody can improve that much in a year.
And I think the world loves him. The Olympia, the IFBB love him. I just think he is IFBB classic.
Yep.
So, and I think
You know, with them weight classes now, does that start like now or?
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah,
I don't
true.
think it mattered. I don't think it mattered. I think didn't it give him an extra couple of pounds or something?
Yeah,
actually, I
he
don't.
didn't even try and push weight at all. Like they weren't trying that. Even like I've been watching Hanny's YouTube, which has been awesome because he's kind of taking you through his peak week with all three of them, like Haddy, Derek, and Chris.
You watch them.
They're really
They're
good.
really good.
It's a real good insight into like what. It's funny how he treats everyone so differently, but he's got an awesome relationship with them. He's like that like awkward dad. Like his jokes and stuff. He's just fucking hilarious. Like he's got a really good dynamic with them. But Chris ain't getting touched.
What a racist motherfucker, bro.
Nice.
Look at that high protein pizza, lads. Whoa.
Fucking hell. He'll be doing a mashed potato from the tin as well soon.
No, he won't, bro. He's better than that. He'll boil potatoes.
I'm changing teams now. I'm going to be if it fits your macros guy.
Yeah.
The lazy coach and just give everybody macros. When you take the numbers about a bit.
Just wanted to say, I know they watch this podcast, but I wish Romana good luck at the show.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I hope she smashes it. Especially
Good luck,
for
man.
like,
She looks
who else is
absolutely
doing that
nuts.
from England? She
Yeah.
looks fucking sliced, mate.
That back
Is
shot-
anyone else from England, a pro from England, off at the Olympia that we know of? Are there any other like English pros that are doing the Olympia?
I don't
Only
think
Samson.
any Samson. Yeah.
Sam-
Samson, Romana. Is
Yeah,
anyone
not,
meant to
not, I mean, not in the open, but like from other categories that we don't know
I
of.
don't think.
Rhea, Rhea,
Oh yeah,
Say
Rhea.
about
Yeah,
Jim.
yeah.
She,
Rhea BBC, yeah.
What class is she in?
Figure, isn't
is
it?
it?
Figure.
Yeah, true. Yeah, she looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Always. I think she'll do
Oh,
great.
yeah. Cuba's clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
The black
fucking
girl, yeah.
sick, man.
Yeah,
She's fucking
amazing.
sick.
Yeah.
That is there. Do you, when you see her do the front relax silly, yeah, that there's what you call God-given genetics. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the girl who won it last year, she's like her times 10. I was watching
Yes.
her. She's coached by Hanny. I was watching her, and like she's just her, but just better. Like they look identical.
God-given genetics times 100. That's
Yeah.
the distance. One's times 10, one's times 100. It's fucking
I swear that last year there were so many guys from England competing.
Were there?
Yeah,
Ryan,
even in the open, you had Hollinshead.
Ryan, I think Ryan Terry will do very well this year.
Yeah.
Because they've changed the criteria, haven't they?
Jeremy Buendia's back as well. He looks fucking nuts.
Yeah, he looks. Did you see that post he put up? Like his arms just look fucking nuts. I just don't know if that's what they want though.
No, I was just going to say, I think for me, Ryan Terry is men's physique.
And me. I said it 100. And I also like the other British guy, the tall one, coached by Callum. I love that guy's physique.
Yeah, he's got a
Oh,
good physique.
I don't know
He's
about
wicked.
he's very good.
Yeah, awesome.
Who is it?
He was an
He's got good
ex-bodybuilder. I
legs.
think he had a kidney transplant, and then he moved to
Yeah.
men's physique. Really
He's got
good.
some fucking bad boy legs as well, you know that?
Yeah.